Hi everyone, this is just a quick video to talk you through how to correctly structure and answer National 5 RUAE word choice questions. As I work through this example, I'll be looking at a 2019 SQA past paper, so if you could make sure you have that in front of you while you're watching this video, I think that would be really helpful. Now before we get started, just a very quick reminder that you are very unlikely to be asked a straight up word choice question. It does happen occasionally, but you are not likely to be asked to comment on the writer's use of word choice. You are much more likely to be asked to comment on the writer's use of language. Okay, now when you're asked these questions, this is sort of an umbrella term. So this is what you can look at if you're asked to comment on the writer's use of language. You can look at word choice, imagery, which is similes, metaphors, personification, sentence structure, and also tone. Now we're going to ignore these bottom three for now, and we're going to focus just on word choice. Okay. Now, another thing you should think of when you see word choice or think word choice is connotations. Okay, this is kind of the key to doing well in these questions. And as a reminder, connotations are like the hidden layer underneath words, so what words suggest, almost like their feelings or their emotions. And you're going to need to know this in order to effectively answer a word choice question. Okay. Now, just like with own words and all the other question types, there is a formula that I would like you to use when you're answering these questions, and it looks like this. Now, you can bullet point each of these things, but basically, you're going to start with a quote. So you're going to pick out a word or couple of words, and you're going to write it in. You're then going to tell me what the connotations of this are. So, quote has connotations of blah blah blah. Aim for 3 if you can. Sometimes you can only get 2, and that's okay, but try and push for 2 at a sort of minimum. 3 would be ideal, okay? You're then going to say this suggests, blah, 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 whatever all of this suggests, and make sure you're linking this back to the question and that you are fully answering it, okay? So that's how you should lay out your word choice answers. Okay, we're going to have a wee look at question 4 as a practice for this, okay? And it's asking you to look at lines 21 to 27. By referring to 2 examples of language, explain how the writer makes it clear that a visit to McDonald's could have seemed strange. Now this is worth 4 marks, and if I just get our structure back out, for word choice questions, you're getting 1 mark for your quote and 1 mark for your analysis. So for a 4 mark question, you're going to have to do this twice. So you're looking for 2 examples of word choice here. Just like with own words questions, we're going to look at these line numbers, so 21 to 27, and we're going to bracket them off. So starting here, all the way down here. So we're looking at this paragraph and a bit here, and we're looking for anything that kind of lets us know that people would initially have thought that McDonald's could have seemed strange. So you would have a wee read through of this, and you're going to underline or highlight anything that jumps out to you as highlighting that McDonald's would be strange. Now I'm not going to read through this because there is a lot of different examples in here. There's quite a few things you could pick. However, I'm going to go with the things that I would find easiest, because that's what you should be doing. You should try to be making your life easy. So I'm going to go for this. It seems a wacky idea, because to me, I think that has hints of strange in it. So we'll pick this one. And we're also going to go for this word space age, which they're using to describe the drive-through with its electronic ordering of goods via disembodied dialogue overseen by teens in caps. So we've got the word wacky and we've got the word space age. Now there is some sort of sophisticated vocabulary in here. What you don't want to do is pick these words because you think, well, that looks like a word choice example. Now it probably is, but if you don't know what it means, do not pick it. Okay, so we're going with wacky and space age. And I think we will start with wacky. So this is question 4. And we're going to lay it out using that structure I gave you earlier. So we're going to start by quoting wacky. And then we're going to try and list 3 connotations that this has. So we're going to say wacky has connotations of, and let's say odds, unusual, and we'll try and get a 3rd one, weird. That is a dodgy I in there, okay. Now, we need to make sure that this answers the question, so we'll get in, this suggests, it was strange. and that really just makes sure we answer the question. Okay, so like I said, you would get 1 mark for your quote and 1 mark for your analysis. So 1, 2, easy. Now this is a 4-mark question, so we need to do this again. And we have highlighted space age, so we don't need to worry about finding it because we've got it highlighted there, which is why we do this. So we're going to quote that, space age, and we're going to say that has connotations of, now this makes me think of like really modern things, sort of like futuristic. So we can say that this has connotations of modern, futuristic, and sort of unknown. And again, we're going to say something probably the same, if not very similar. This suggests it was strange at first. We'll change it up a little bit. Okay, now again we get 1 for our quote, 1 for analysis, just like that. Now you can see how easy it is to get these quotes in when you have everything highlighted, because you're not rereading, you're not having to look back through it. So please make sure you're highlighting on your exam paper, bring a highlighter in with you, and you are quoting, listing connotations and telling me what it suggests. And that is how you would structure word choice questions to gain, hopefully, full marks.